Here we go.
Money, money, making crap for money, money, and money, money, making crap for money, money, yeah. 当他们都在说有钱才能做自我，掉入消费主义陷阱，花钱不思索。
What is up, boys? It's week 8. Wanted to do the week 7 recap before we get into the standings and the matchups. So, the doubleheader on Monday Night Football didn't disappoint. Andy, who's now on a 3-game winning streak, is now making a playoff push. He held off Stevie, knocked him down a peg. And then we had Jimmy with a comeback win against little brother Chris. Gibbs was everything to him that night. But that was quite the matchup. And then, of course, we had what I dubbed the game of the week. It was a make-or-break game for me in my season. But man, am I pumped. I am jacked up right now. And I've avoided ending up in Power's backyard, okay? I didn't want to take that dirt nap. Did not want to see that video with a commissioner sign there and joining you guys. So, avoided the grave, avoided the fire sale, okay? My season has turned around facing Obi this week. If I beat him, I'm 4-4. But we've avoided the fire sale, okay? And we are going to fight. We're going to fight for the rest of the year, okay? I don't care what I have to do to make playoffs. As long as I get there, maybe I'll see Powers in the playoffs in the first round. But I'm excited. We're stoked here. Big thanks to Jamar Chase and Joe Flacco for 23 targets to him. That obviously helped, close to a 40 burger. And then, of course, can't forget about Bo Nix. 40 burger there in the fourth quarter. I was ready to drop him, okay, on Monday with the whole fire sale thing, but quite the performance. Thank you, Bo, and thank you for John for trading him to me earlier this year before the season started. So, here we go now. We're off into week 8, second half of the season. Let's look at the standings. Okay. So if we take a look at the standings here, we have 3 guys at 5-2. All right, Anthony, the crippled crew, he's still running with his running backs, C-Mac and Achan. Who knows what's going to happen in Miami? It's going to be very interesting. Obi's team is in disarray here. I get him on a good week with Nico and a concussion. But if we look at Andy, he's got 3 wins in a row, and he's on a little bit of a run here in the 4th spot. Right behind him, we got Jimmy and little brother Chris at 3-4, followed by myself, Stevie, Greg, and returning champ. It just hasn't worked out for Carl this year. But again, still, anyone can turn their season around in the next couple weeks before the trade deadline. Now, let's get to the matchups. I've had a tough time picking the game of the week. We'll get to that. First off, we'll take a look at my game with Obi. Now, Drake May's got a little bit of a tough matchup, and honestly, Derrick Henry's been a big disappointment this year. I'm not too worried about his running backs. Honestly, not too worried about his wide receivers either. I should win this game. As long as Bo and Cortland have a good game, Chase does what he's supposed to do against the Jets, not too worried about this week. Moving on to Greg versus Anthony. We have a great team here, and that's Anthony's team. Okay, yeah, Greg's got St. Brown on a bye, so that's not looking good for him. We'll see what Vidal can do, but this is a story of great running backs on Anthony's side versus bad running backs on Greg's side. I got Anthony in this one. It looks like the projections are showing that as well. Next up, we got Powers versus Jimmy. Jimmy still doesn't look like he has picked up a defense. So, we're waiting on him to make a waiver claim there. I don't know if he realizes that yet. I'm sure Powers won't be telling him. Will Lamar come back? That's the big thing. 2 great quarterbacks facing off. And Powers is making moves here with Isaiah Davis in the flex. Is that going to stick? He's waiting for Bucky to come back. When he does, I'm assuming Powers is going to be full steam ahead. This again should be a good matchup between a 5-2 and a 3-4 team. All right, we're going to head over to Carl versus Andy. These two teams are going opposite directions. It looks like Andy's going to start good old Joe Flacco. Wondering when he's going to end up in a retirement home. But he's been pretty serviceable as an NFL quarterback and also a fantasy quarterback the last few weeks. Again, a lot of guys are on buys, but Carl finally gets Josh Allen back, and Jefferson's going to be going off tonight. He picked up Gadsden. He's also playing tonight, as well as his defense. So a big night for Carl. If he loses this game, watch out. We might be seeing Carl in the last place for the third time. We're going to have to make a new punishment for him. But here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead to what I'm dubbing the game of the week. 3-4 Chris versus 3-4 Stevie. Stevie also going to the waiver wire to pick up a quarterback after Jaden Daniels went down last week. Aaron against the Packers, my Packers on Sunday Night Football. I love it. I don't normally root for Stevie, but I will be cheering Aaron Rodgers on this week. Obviously, Stevie has some of the best running backs in the league. But Chris with Rashee Rice and CeeDee Lamb, I mean, if Egbuka's healthy, he's going to be a tough guy to beat for the rest of the year. So this, my friends, is the game of the week. And that's my call. We'll see. Look at this projection right here, 130 to 129. Very close. Hey, Mr. Jeter. Well, listen, guys. I'm excited, obviously. If you couldn't tell, this was your week 8 holy guacamole projections, matchups, standings, all that stuff. We're getting better with this, and I'm looking forward to next week's holy guacamole commissioners update. Later, boys. We'll talk soon.